Stop everything. Drop your phone. Cancel your plans. Because what Kandi Burruss just uncovered isn't just messy reality TV drama. It's a full-blown scandal that could rewrite everything you thought you knew about Todd Tucker and Tiny Harris. Yes, that Todd. That Tiny. The couple fans have either adored or rolled their eyes at for years. But insiders say what Kandi stumbled upon was not filed in any courthouse. No official papers, no signatures, no stamps, just a secret, private agreement so shocking it allegedly makes entire relationships look like child's play. Imagine finding out the people you trust, the people you laugh with on camera, might be playing chess while you're stuck playing checkers. What would you do if whispers turned into proof? If private messages hinted at plans so calculated, so meticulous, they make reality TV drama look like a kindergarten argument. And that's exactly what happened here. People close to Kandi claim her demeanor shifted the moment she saw it. Silence. Panic. Then, fire. Because when someone goes from shock to strategy, you know the game has changed. And trust me, viewers, what she revealed next doesn't just sting, it burns. Stop what you think you know about reality TV. Because this isn't just another storyline to scroll past while sipping your latte. This is the moment when Kandi Burruss, yes the queen of shade and receipts herself, reportedly stumbled onto something that made even the most hardened fans gasp. Sources say what she found wasn't filed in court, wasn't documented in a public record, and yet, according to whispers from people claiming inside knowledge, it could unravel years of seemingly perfect appearances. Todd Tucker and Tiny Harris, names that have dominated both social media and the TV screens, are now allegedly at the center of a private arrangement that no one was supposed to see. And Kandi, she saw it. She didn't react with tears, she reacted with calculated fire. For years, fans have watched the drama between these three unfold on camera like a slow-motion train wreck. Wedding chaos, behind-the-scenes shade, awkward conversations that seemed harmless at first glance. But according to our unnamed insiders, what Kandi stumbled upon was not casual gossip or petty reality show manipulation. This was strategic. This was orchestrated. A blueprint of relationships and alliances, meticulously drawn, with consequences that could impact careers, reputations, and personal lives alike. Imagine thinking you knew the rules of the game, only to realize someone quietly rewrote them overnight. Eyewitnesses claim that when Kandi first glimpsed the alleged agreement, the room went silent around her. You know that moment when someone drops their phone, freezes mid-step, and suddenly every laugh, every clink of glass, every casual conversation takes on a new weight? That was reportedly her. And it wasn't just shock, it was comprehension. Panic. And then, carefully, the storm started building. Because Kandi isn't someone who ignores inconsistencies or lets whispers slide. She doesn't just process betrayal, she methodically dissects it. The intrigue doesn't stop there. Insiders also say that this alleged agreement involves more than just the obvious pairings. Todd, long criticized for his inconsistent public statements, allegedly features prominently in arrangements that appear transactional, structured, and, if our sources are to be believed, shocking even to someone like Kandi, who has spent years navigating the chaotic intersections of celebrity, business, and friendship. Tiny Harris, meanwhile, has a public persona of composure and grace, preaching unity and stability in interviews. Yet according to these whispers, her private communications paint a much different picture. Sudden shifts in loyalty, messages that hint at favors exchanged for strategic gain, and interactions that, when viewed alongside the alleged agreement, make the casual observer wonder how much of reality TV was ever real. And let's talk about the subtle breadcrumbs fans may have missed. For years, there have been oddities. Unexplained late-night meetings, sudden closeness during promotional events, conflicting statements in interviews, and that lingering sense that what you see on camera is only a fraction of the story. When connected, these moments form a pattern that our investigative sources claim is not coincidental. No, this is alleged evidence of planning. Moves on a chessboard where Kandi is finally realizing she's been both a player and a pawn without even knowing it. Some fans might remember past controversies involving these same figures. Accusations of favoritism, heated arguments aired publicly, whispered rumors of personal indiscretions that were always conveniently edited out of episodes. What we're hearing now, through the grapevine of insiders, is that these weren't isolated incidents. They were potentially rehearsed diversions, intended to distract from negotiations happening behind closed doors. The very agreements that Kandi allegedly found. And if even a fraction of these claims are true, it reframes not just what happened between these three, but the entire context of seasons, reunion specials, and social media feuds. Our sources, speaking on condition of anonymity, suggest that the alleged contract, or whatever form this agreement took, was detailed, explicit, and unnervingly meticulous. Messages that Kandi reportedly obtained don't just confirm interactions. They imply expectations, obligations, and potential consequences for deviations. Imagine discovering that what you thought was a casual exchange was actually bound by an unspoken set of rules, with compliance tracked, deviations noted, and outcomes predetermined. If this leaks into public awareness, it could retroactively transform past storylines from light-hearted drama to calculated strategy. And fans, let's be honest, Kandi doesn't just let things slide. Those who know her describe a shift from shock to calculation, a pivot from emotional response to investigative focus. She reportedly began piecing together timelines, comparing statements, and scrutinizing interactions in a way that suggested the initial discovery wasn't the end. It was the spark for uncovering an entire network of strategic communication. People close to her allegedly noticed the change immediately. Subtle, quiet, but unmistakable. A fire was building, not the kind seen in Instagram stories or TV edits, but a quiet, controlled blaze that promised revelations. At the heart of the controversy is trust, or the apparent lack of it. Relationships, whether romantic, business, or social, depend on some baseline of honesty. According to these insiders, what Kandi found shattered that baseline. And here's the kicker. The materials she reportedly uncovered aren't bound by court documents. They're ephemeral. Ephemeral, digital, yet potent. Messages, timestamps, and contextual cues are supposedly enough to suggest arrangements that would make any reality TV storyline look amateurish. And while we have yet to see official proof, the mere suggestion has fans, online commentators, and casual observers combing through every clip, every episode, and every public appearance for inconsistencies that might hint at a larger design. Social media chatter exploded almost immediately. Clips of Kandi looking perplexed, silent, or unusually contemplative resurfaced and were reinterpreted through the lens of this alleged discovery. Comments ranged from shock and disbelief to speculation about motives and intentions. Memes circulated depicting dramatic reinterpretations of past events. Some suggested that Todd and Tiny's previous statements were carefully worded to obscure the alleged agreement. Others speculated about future fallout, predicting confrontations, resignations, or even public feuds that could dominate both social media and mainstream coverage. And just when you thought it couldn't get more tangled, insiders claim that the alleged agreement wasn't merely about personal relationships, it had layers. Strategic alliances, potential benefits for select individuals, and obligations that extended beyond the obvious parties were supposedly detailed. If true, this isn't just a betrayal of trust, it's a roadmap that reframes interactions, rewrites histories, and challenges the narratives fans have relied on for years. So where does that leave Kandi? Observers say her response wasn't immediate public spectacle. It was private, careful, analytical. She reportedly collected evidence, compared statements, and prepared for the inevitable moment when confrontation, or revelation, would occur. And make no mistake, insiders suggest she was not passive. This wasn't someone blindsided who simply recoils. This was someone calculating next steps, preparing to dismantle the narrative that had been constructed around her. And that preparation, our sources say, was visible to those around her. Subtle expressions, measured words, and a calm intensity that foreshadowed the eventual storm. At this point, viewers are left piecing together what might have happened from snippets, leaks, and reinterpreted clips. What was once dismissed as casual drama now appears, according to these insider claims, as carefully orchestrated events designed to obscure and misdirect. And Kandi, finally, is at the center, having reportedly uncovered the hidden blueprint. The room has gone silent. The casual observer notices tension, but they don't yet grasp the scope. And as we reach the end of this first section, one thing is clear, this story is far from over. The initial shock has set the stage, but the revelations, reactions, and consequences are only beginning to unfold. And just when you thought the shock of discovery was enough, the ripple effects reportedly started hitting fast and hard. Social media didn't just chatter, it exploded. Fans, commentators, and self-proclaimed reality detectives began combing every episode, every clip, every reunion special, hunting for clues that might confirm what Kandi allegedly found. Suddenly, late-night hangouts, casual smiles, and awkward silences took on a whole new meaning. It wasn't just TV drama anymore. According to our sources, this was something far bigger, calculated, orchestrated, and meticulously hidden from the public eye. Leaked messages, anonymous insiders claim, showed exchanges that weren't just flirtatious or friendly. They allegedly outlined obligations, favors, and expectations that, if true, could explain a lot of the odd behaviors fans have noticed over the years. Remember those times when Todd seemed unusually defensive, or when Tiny's statements about loyalty and trust suddenly shifted mid-interview? Well, if the insiders are to be believed, those weren't accidents. They were moves in a game no one outside the inner circle was supposed to see. And Kandi? She reportedly realized that she had stumbled onto a playbook, not a scandal. Now, the alleged fallout reportedly didn't just stay behind closed doors. According to our investigative sources, the moment Kandi began piecing together the timeline, the people involved started feeling the heat. Friends, colleagues, and even casual acquaintances reportedly noticed shifts in demeanor. Conversations that were once casual allegedly became guarded. Apologies that seemed genuine suddenly read like calculated damage control. And while no official statements have been issued, the whispers alone were enough to set social media ablaze. Comment threads on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok turned into full-blown detective boards, with screenshots, timestamps, and carefully edited clips being dissected minute by minute. And let's talk about public perception, because here's where it gets juicy. Reality TV thrives on narrative. Producers, editors, and the infamous storyline architects know exactly how to manipulate what viewers see, turning minor disagreements into major conflicts, cropping timing to create suspense, and strategically releasing clips to control public interpretation. According to insiders, in this case, what audiences witnessed on screen might only be a fraction of the real story. The moments that aired could have been carefully selected, cropped, or delayed to make it appear as though Kandi's reactions were spontaneous, when in fact, she was allegedly building a meticulous case from behind the scenes. Some sources claim that this alleged contract or agreement wasn't just a simple outline of who does what. It allegedly contained multiple layers of arrangements, responsibilities, and even contingencies. Clauses that dictated behavior, relationships, and even public statements. If true, this is the kind of revelation that makes reality TV contracts look like amateur hour. It's not just betrayal. It's precision, strategy, and, according to some whispers, manipulation on a level that fans rarely see. The thought alone has people online rewriting the past, replaying old episodes, and questioning every interaction they once thought innocent. But here's the kicker. It wasn't just about hidden agreements or messages. Allegedly, there were subtle psychological games being played. Sources claim that Todd and Tiny reportedly tried to shape public perception while simultaneously negotiating private arrangements, essentially living double lives. On camera, everything seemed charming, fun, or dramatic for ratings. Behind the scenes, according to these insiders, there were detailed instructions, expectations, and consequences for deviations from the agreed-upon script. And Kandi? She saw the blueprint. She understood the rules. She wasn't just reacting emotionally, she was calculating, analyzing, and preparing for the moment she could respond with both precision and undeniable proof. And the reactions from the public? Explosive. Clips of Kandi with raised eyebrows, awkward smiles, or contemplative pauses resurfaced online, gaining new context under this alleged revelation. Comment sections became investigative forums, with fans connecting dots that had been dismissed for years. Wait a minute, that's why Todd did that interview. One comment read. And Tiny's sudden exit during the reunion makes sense now, said another. And the speculation. Endless. Theories about hidden alliances, secret favors, and double-crossing went viral faster than any official statement could ever compete with. Anonymous sources even claim that the alleged discovery caused real-life consequences in production. Reportedly, executives, producers, and even cast members were suddenly scrambling to control narrative leaks, manage appearances, and protect reputations. Meetings were allegedly held behind closed doors, with discussions about how to frame events, edit episodes, and prepare for interviews in light of Kandi's discovery. And while this remains unconfirmed, the rumors alone have fueled wild speculation, making viewers feel like they're watching a scandal unfold in real time. Except this time, the scandal is allegedly more calculated than spontaneous. Then there's the human factor, the personal fallout. According to insiders, Kandi didn't just sit silently. She reportedly began collecting evidence. Screenshots, text chains, and digital footprints were allegedly catalogued and cross-referenced, creating a narrative that left little room for denial. People close to her reportedly noticed that she no longer reacted impulsively. She didn't lash out in public or cry for cameras. Instead, she allegedly approached this like a strategist, preparing for the moment she could reveal inconsistencies, expose contradictions, and assert control over the narrative that had been manipulated for so long. And let's be honest, this kind of scenario feeds itself. Fans see fragments, speculate endlessly, and suddenly a single conversation in a nightclub, a passing glance during a reunion special, or a cryptic social media post becomes evidence of a much larger, more sinister plot. According to our sources, that's exactly what happened here. Every small interaction is being reinterpreted in light of Kandi's alleged discovery. Every perceived inconsistency is being highlighted as evidence. And the effect? A public narrative that's exploding faster than any PR team can manage. Some insiders even suggest that this alleged agreement extends beyond personal relationships. Supposedly, it touches on financial dealings, strategic alliances within the industry, and even influence over production decisions. The implication, if true, is staggering. What fans have thought was purely entertainment might actually have been guided by agreements and plans that served the interests of a select few, all while keeping the audience blissfully unaware. And Kandi, reportedly realizing the scope, isn't just fighting for her own clarity. She's allegedly preparing to expose patterns that could change the way fans see the entire network of relationships. And then there's the psychological angle. Sources claim that what makes this even more dramatic is how Kandi allegedly anticipated moves, interpreted hidden meanings, and responded strategically rather than emotionally. Observers reportedly noticed subtle changes. Measured pauses in interviews, carefully chosen words during confrontations, and a new level of composure that suggested she wasn't just reacting. She was dismantling the narrative piece by piece. The alleged discovery didn't just shock her. It apparently gave her the power to control the story moving forward. By the time clips resurfaced online, public interpretation was already running wild. Conversations about authenticity, trust, and betrayal dominated comment sections. Hashtags referencing hidden agreements, secret deals, and undisclosed arrangements trended across multiple platforms. And while no official documents have emerged, the alleged messages, screenshots, and interpretations were enough to make fans, commentators, and casual observers wonder, what exactly was going on behind the cameras all these years? And as this segment comes to a close, one thing becomes abundantly clear. Kandi's alleged discovery is more than just drama. It's a revelation that challenges everything viewers thought they knew. It turns casual disagreements into calculated strategy. It reframes past interactions as potentially orchestrated events rather than spontaneous moments. And as we prepare to dive into the final part, the fallout, consequences, and what this could mean for careers, reputations, and public perception, you need to remember. In the world of reality TV, context is everything, and control over the narrative is power. And the kind of chaos that reality TV fans live for but rarely see unfold in such raw detail. Sources claim that once Kandi Burruss allegedly uncovered the secret agreement between Todd and Tiny Harris, the ripple effects went far beyond whispered rumors or late-night social media threads. Allegedly, production crews, insiders, and even casual acquaintances suddenly found themselves in high-alert mode, scrambling to contain what could only be described as a full-blown narrative implosion. Imagine executives holding emergency meetings behind closed doors, trying to figure out how to spin the footage, how to edit episodes, and how to prevent the public from realizing that what they were watching might not be reality at all. It might have been carefully orchestrated. That's allegedly what happened. And the irony. The very person everyone assumed would be blindsided, Kandi, was the one quietly assembling the proof, the receipts, the digital breadcrumbs that could dismantle the entire constructed narrative. Public reaction, according to insiders, was instantaneous and explosive. Clips of Kandi looking contemplative, raising an eyebrow, or pausing mid-conversation resurfaced online, suddenly imbued with new meaning. Comment sections were flooded with theories, accusations, and conspiracies. "She always knew," one fan wrote. "That was the moment she saw it coming," wrote another. And the speculation didn't stop at personal betrayal. People were now connecting the alleged agreement to financial maneuvers, preferential treatment, and behind-the-scenes alliances within the industry. Allegedly, what started as personal shock rapidly became a public investigation in the court of social media opinion. Anonymous sources also suggest that the alleged fallout might have implications beyond just reputation. Some claim that lawyers were quietly consulted, potential legal avenues were explored, and discussions about confidentiality agreements, or lack thereof, became urgent. While nothing has been officially filed, insiders whisper that if Kandi chose to pursue legal action, the ramifications could extend into contracts, media rights, and even employment agreements. And let's be honest, when social media is already buzzing, the pressure to respond, clarify, or spin the narrative becomes almost unbearable. Then there's the human element. Sources claim that those close to Todd and Tiny reportedly felt the tension immediately. Private conversations allegedly became guarded. Friendly interactions suddenly carried undertones of caution, fear, or defensiveness. Even casual acquaintances reportedly noticed a shift in energy, a subtle change in demeanor that suggested something far bigger than on-camera drama was unfolding. And the kicker: Kandi's alleged reaction wasn't theatrical. She didn't post a dramatic video, nor did she issue a cryptic social media statement. According to sources, she acted like a strategist, calmly documenting, analyzing, and waiting for the moment the narrative could be dismantled with precision. The online reaction was, unsurprisingly, chaotic. Fans dissected every interaction, every glance, every social media post from the past months, or even years, trying to find proof that Kandi's discovery had long been brewing beneath the surface. Memes spread like wildfire, reinterpreted clips gained millions of views overnight, and hashtags referencing secret agreements, hidden agendas, and unrevealed alliances began trending. According to insiders, the frenzy wasn't just entertainment, it was pressure, turning public opinion into a tool that could shape careers and influence future productions. And the alleged consequences didn't stop at fan reactions. Some sources claim that production staff were scrambling to manage logistics. Edits were reconsidered, future episodes allegedly restructured, and reunion specials potentially delayed or revised to accommodate the emerging controversy. And while none of this is officially confirmed, the speculation alone fueled a perfect storm. What once appeared to be petty reality TV drama had allegedly escalated into something resembling a full-blown scandal investigation, where reputation, contracts, and digital evidence all collided. Then there's the social media fallout, the whispers, the screenshots, the reinterpretations of old clips that now seem loaded with hidden meaning. Fans were allegedly tracing text chains, examining timestamps, and connecting dots in ways that blurred the line between reality and speculation. According to some observers, Kandi's alleged discovery gave context to countless seemingly random interactions. Late-night hangouts, unexplained conversations, awkward interviews, all suddenly viewed as pieces of a puzzle that had long been right under the audience's nose. Anonymous insiders also claim that Kandi's actions triggered ripples in public perception. Previously unquestioned statements by Todd and Tiny were now scrutinized. Every public interaction, every reunion clip, every promotional interview became fodder for speculation. And while no one outside this inner circle had access to the alleged agreement, the evidence Kandi reportedly collected, screenshots, digital messages, and behavioral patterns, was allegedly enough to reshape how fans, commentators, and even colleagues interpreted every past action. Now, imagine the tension behind the scenes. Allegedly, private meetings were convened to assess damage, plan damage control, and prepare for inevitable confrontations. Employees, producers, and insiders reportedly walked a tightrope, balancing loyalty to the cast with the demands of an audience now obsessed with uncovering the truth. And all the while, Kandi reportedly remained the calm center, collecting evidence, planning responses, and ensuring that when she did speak, it would carry undeniable weight. But here's where it gets really dramatic. Some insiders suggest that the alleged fallout could extend to hypothetical resignations, probes, and financial repercussions. Think contracts voided, deals renegotiated, and social media campaigns spun in ways that could protect or damage careers. While these remain speculative, the potential for real-world consequences adds a layer of urgency to the drama. And in the world of reality TV, perception is everything, meaning that even unverified allegations can become career-altering if handled strategically. Public response reportedly reached a fever pitch. Fans began analyzing old footage, parsing facial expressions, and connecting dots across interviews and social media posts. Every detail, no matter how minor, was suddenly scrutinized for hidden meaning. And according to insiders, Kandi allegedly used this to her advantage, carefully controlling the narrative and timing, ensuring that the revelations would land with maximum impact. The power of perception, after all, can be more influential than any signed document or official record. And then there's the psychological aspect. Sources claim that Kandi's calm, measured demeanor in public appearances is intentional. By not reacting impulsively, by choosing carefully when to speak and when to remain silent, she allegedly maintains control over the narrative while the public speculates. Every pause, every carefully chosen word, every measured glance is reportedly part of a strategy designed to expose inconsistencies, contradictions, and potential deceit, all while keeping viewers hooked. At this point, the alleged scandal isn't just about a secret agreement. It's about power, perception, and control. According to sources, Kandi's discovery may have disrupted carefully maintained dynamics, forcing everyone involved to reconsider how they interact both publicly and privately. And while the exact contents of the alleged agreement remain unknown to the public, the ramifications, real or perceived, have already begun reshaping interactions, alliances, and reputations. So where does that leave us, the viewers, the fans, the audience glued to every clip, every post, every rumor? Allegedly, it leaves a narrative in flux, a story unfolding in real time, and a central figure, Kandi Burruss, who is not just reacting, but actively steering the revelation. What was once a TV feud, a late-night drama, or a social media spat has now allegedly become a case study in strategy, investigation, and narrative control. And as the story continues to unfold, one thing is certain. In the world of reality television, the line between truth and performance is thinner than ever, and Kandi seems to be the one holding the magnifying glass. So as we close this chapter, let's ask the questions that will keep the conversation burning. How much of what we see on camera is orchestrated? How many alliances, agreements, or arrangements exist that we aren't meant to know? And most importantly, when Kandi finally lays out everything she allegedly discovered, what will remain of the carefully constructed public personas of Todd, Tiny Harris, and everyone caught in the middle? And that, dear viewers, is why you cannot scroll past this story. The discovery, the speculation, the fallout.